time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hi, everybody. June 10th. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside the smartest man in hockey, Graeme Nichols, and Jason.
Whoa. Zing. Right off the
Zing,
hop.
zing. Wally, bringing the heat. What's going on?
It's been a while since we've been doing it. We missed yesterday. So I just a little pent-up energy.
Yeah. How you guys doing? It's been a while since we all three of us have been together.
Golf tournament? I saw. Well, we weren't really hanging out for very long, but yeah, we
Well, Wally became part of my foursome at the.
Yeah, I saw
Alumni
that. He's
tournament.
just the
People,
camera going.
People thought I was like a diva or something. I had my own
Little
cameraman
entourage
following me around, taking pictures, taking vids. What a fun group I had though, Wally. Good dudes, eh?
So let me just explain for a sec, because it was the Ottawa Senators Alumni Tournament. And before I forget, this show is brought to you by Bet365. So we're already there, Graeme and I, because Steve Staios and Michael Andlauer are speaking. So we're there to get sound from them. And then I'm like, well, I'll get a shot of Yorkie teeing off, whatever. So I follow out with you in the golf cart. You're the furthest away from the clubhouse. So now I can't get back. So I'm stuck with you for a bit. Here, look, Yorkie, here's some video of you in the day, actually. As we see, you were like all kinds of alumni there. Jake, oh, there we go. You and Jamie Baker having a chat. You got the official golf shirt on. You got your name on the cart.
Oh, what a day, Wally. You know what? You're going to have to hit one on the first tee for me. I'm not warmed up.
There's no chance.
I'm fresh out of the car. What a day.
Then we're off to the 10th hole, which takes like 20 minutes, it feels like to get. And then Yorkie.
Here, by the way.
There it is.
Oh, where do you need to hit?
Oh, Wally.
Was it stripe though? Where'd it go? Where'd it
It was
go?
straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, a little McTuggins.
A little McTuggins as you chirp your own foursome.
Are you still here?
Anyway, just they're right down the middle of the fairway again, just striping balls.
Nice.
Are all your clubs the same length?
So there we go. That's our little day at the first few holes until I could get a drive back to the clubhouse.
Did you let Wally swing once?
Oh, in a good spot, actually. I think so.
No.
Yeah.
Yorkie, you're muted. Can't take him anywhere. And there's his putt. This is the only putt I saw, and he no sound from Yorkie.
You got me now? Am I back?
There you
You're back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that's a couple of things there. Old Cornelius McTuggins. You never want to see him on the golf course, Wally. You get the Tugs or old Seamus McStubbins. Those are some of the guys. That's when Wally golfs. But hey, I got to give my buddy Mark Simonson a shout out here from Kinematics. Look at this little wrist sleeve I've got going. This is what happens when you golf too much. It's like a little icy sleeve. You put it on your wrist. So working on Mark.
Sleeve. That's a sponsor. That's a sponsorship opportunity.
Well,
right
Kinematics is coming aboard. They're coming aboard because I use all their stuff. But no, that was the Sens Alumni Tournament was a lot of money raised. I forgot the total. The totals aren't in yet from Laurie Boschman, but we did set a record, longest round ever, 6.5 rounds, 6.5 hours, Wally. So it's a good thing you didn't say, but it was great. I golfed with Dave Stewart, Richard, Matt, and the guys. I had a great group. Richard pulled out the how about this birdie juice on hole 3. We got a birdie. He pulls out the 12-year-old scotch and a nice little leather flask and individual shot glasses for everybody. That's a professional right there that knows what he's doing. So we all partook in some scotch. Wally, it's too bad if you would have hung around, you could have had some scotch with us.
That was like the next hole. Anyway,
that's way better than Fireball.
I do like a good Fireball though. Fireball though has to be really cold, Graeme. I used to have a buddy. Anybody that's listening to the show right now that used to golf at Canada Lakes, my buddy who goes by the handle Bananas, used to live on hole 7. And hole 7, for anybody that's golfed at Canada knows there's some houses back there. Actually, Brad Marsh used to live in one of those houses, but Bananas lives there now. And he used to put a little bucket over his fence. And in the bucket, there would be a cold on ice flask of Fireball waiting for me and my group, and 4 cold beers every time we golfed. So it's too bad Bananas moved away and he moved out to Arnprior, but Fireball, very good on a hot day.
All right. Speaking of fireballs, there was some stuff said at the alumni tournament from Michael Andlauer.
Really?
Staios. That was
do tell.
We're getting to it. They had so, and again with Steve Staios, it's what he doesn't say that maybe speaks volumes sometimes. It was a lively time, but I just close up the golf tournament. They do a hell of a job raising a ton of money, and there were so many alumni there this time. So even Laurie Bosch was like, sometimes we actually have too many, and that's what's a bonus about it right now.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to our 2 charities, First Assist and Soldier On. 2 really, really good charities. Soldier On, I love. It's for ex-army guys that need some help, having some troubles. We donate some money to their cause. It's great. We do a hockey day with them as well, where they come to the CCC and we play a game with them.
I spoke to Woe at the course, and he's like, I need to know what Yorkie thinks of the greens. So he is now asking, what did you think of the course?
The Canadian?
Yeah.
I thought it was really good because I'll be honest, for a long time, the Canadian has had a reputation for not like it has a lot of tournaments. Mm-hmm. So when you have that many tournaments, the course takes a beating, but that is the best shape I've ever seen that course in. I thought the greens were great. I thought the course was really nice. It looked really good. It's the first time our alumni have done. We usually go to the marshes. Last year was at Loch March. Tell you, I'll be honest, Canadian better shape than Loch March. Better shape.
If all goes well, we may be doing the show there next year.
Yeah. No, I was really impressed, and they do a great job. Like the food's good, the setting's great. It was a great day. Really well done. Nice. And like I said, I don't know the totals yet, but we raised some big money. Liam McGuire did a great job with the auction, as he always does. The guy's got so much. He golfs 6.5 hours and gets up and runs an auction for an hour and gives out the prizes. Liam's such a good guy. So big thanks to Liam as well.
Well, it's not like he cured cancer and then he went in and did an auction. He just played some golf.
I was exhausted after 6.5 hours of it's not hard, but it's 6.5 hours. But then they get on the mic. Come on. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That was an unwarranted shot.
No, but Yorkie's like, oh my God, he is so lucky he's still there.
If you want, it's like herding cats at one of those events. Anyone that's ever been to a charity event, after 10 hours, you're in the gala or the hall, or we're out in a big tent, just to get everybody to shush and listen. Like, you got to command the room. But I'll tell you, the best, because a lot of guys spoke. The best guy that spoke, who's now been to our alumni tournament, I think it's his 3rd or 4th year he's come, is Larry Robinson. Larry Robinson, number one of my favorite players of all time. The big 3 Montreal Canadiens. He got up, and people were kind of chit-chatting when everybody else was talking, but when Larry spoke, you could have dropped a penny in there and you would have heard it. And he just tells the best stories, like stories of Guy Lafleur, Scotty Bowman, talking about the Flower who never worked out ever, just showed up to camp, still the best guy on the ice. They'd never see him. All of a sudden he'd show up, be the best guy. And Larry talked about playing center one game with the Flower. Just if anybody that's a hockey fan's a fan of that era where Larry Robinson played, love the guy. And he's such a humble guy. When he comes to our tournament, I don't know if you chatted with him, Wally. He's a great guy. Great. Hey, he's such a good person.
So I've been waiting to talk to him about, so I see him show up. And by the way, he shows up with a car that I believe is provided for him. It's got his numbers on the side of the car. Like, like he's a baller. So when I was trying to get back to the course, I ran into, I think he's in the same group with Michael Andlauer, Ian Mendez, Todd Boyd, I think. Anyway, so I said, Mr. Robinson. He goes, Larry. And I said, Well, Mr. Robinson. I said, when you were coaching the Devils in the Cup final, you made me like I had to ask you at the back of the room for the Cup final, which back in 2001, 2002, whatever year it was. It's a lot bigger media contingent than it is now. So it's in a massive area at the Continental Airlines Arena. And I said, I used to have to ask questions for RDS. And so we'd have to ask them and get a French response, but I don't speak enough French. So I'm like, Mr. Robinson, I need to ask you in English, but can you reply in French for RDS? And what am I, like 20? I'm pretty young back then.
You're like a black-haired Wally back then. Not a spot of gray on your hair. Just cub reporter, Brent Wallace.
And it's New Jersey, which had been like a dominant era. And they've all these New York
talking a Hall of Famer, Larry Robinson.
Yes. So I'm already a little nervous as it is. Anyway, he just says to me, not unless you ask me in French. And so I am every shade of red at that moment. And I'm like, I'm like, I can't. Could you please answer me? And he did, and thankfully.
Yeah, he begged him, eh? Yeah.
Mary Lemieux wouldn't.
I remember when I was playing for the Sens and we'd play Jersey, you never see this with head coaches. And this made me, I always wish I could have had a chance to play for Larry Robinson in my career, because he used to stay out after practice and work with the D. Like that never happens. Like he was a great assistant coach, great head coach too, but he just seemed, because of his personality, because he's such a good guy, giving guy, he'd stay on after practice and do D drills with the Devils defensemen, like spend an extra, because usually, the head coach takes off, see you later. Larry would get on, work with the D, because you could tell that's what he loved doing. He loved working with the players, helping the players, trying to help them get better, like just that kind of person. And I used to sit there and watch when I was playing. I'm like, man, like my coach do that with me. Like, imagine Jacques out there working with the D. Imagine Jacques with the old block. Get back to Jacques walking the line, letting the clapper go. Like Larry was doing all the drills and everything.
That's pretty good. All right, let's get into it. Let's take care of some business.
Charm Diamond Centers is proudly Canadian owned and operates since 1972 with more than 85 locations across Canada. Through Charm and their sister brands, get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and an unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds. Don't pay until 2026. Apply for a Charm Diamond Flexi card today and get approved for no interest financing on your next purchase in minutes. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever, Charm Diamond Centers. There you go, Wally.
That's got like more of like a, you got more
lounge
of like
singer.
like a loungy jazz kind of vibe going.
Nice.
I like it.
That was like a 6.
Holy
Yorkie.
negative Nelly, negative Nelly over there. He's hammering Liam McGuire. Now he's giving Graeme a 6. Graeme, I don't know. That was a 9.
It's okay. I can take it. I can take it.
Why are you so negative?
I'm not negative. I thought I was fine.
What did Liam McGuire do to you anyhow?
He didn't do it. You made it seem like how could he possibly ever get through?
I'm a big Liam guy. I'm a big Liam guy.
I love Liam. That's what he's great at. He has all kinds of
energy. So now he's great at it. Now
I didn't say he was bad at it. Oh,
I don't know, Graeme, but like I thought that was an unwarranted shot.
It was.
No, Graeme,
100%.
Don't stay out of this.
All right, I'm out.
Yorkie, can you just do the Merkley read, please?
Oh, I got like a bad mitt.
Better do it well or he's going to rip you.
You got to do the Merkley. I don't got it.
All right. Merkley Supply has over a century of passion and expertise in the highest quality masonry supply. They're home to Canada's largest masonry boutique in Ontario. They deliver to Ottawa, Gatineau, Kingston, Ottawa Valley, all around the area. From Canada's Supreme Court to your home's front steps, no matter your project, Ottawa, Merkley is proud to set it in stone. For more information, go to merkleysupply.com or visit their showroom in Hintonburg. It's the perfect time to start thinking of perhaps doing the walkway. Merkley, mark every milestone. And of course, by the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators and coming in hot, Gabriel Pizza. Don't forget, download the Gabriel Pizza app and earn points with every order and unlock exclusive deals with the Gabriel Pizza perks. Go to GabrielPizza.com or check out the app for daily specials and, of course, their playoff specials. Gabriel Pizza, bigger, better, Gabriel. And they are always down at the Red Blacks game, which is the home opener this Friday. I'll be down there as well, so you can hang out if you want. All right, let's get to it, Graeme. Do you want to start with Mr. Staios or Mr. Andlauer first?
You just want to start with Andlauer started, so why don't we start with Andlauer?
Okay.
Do you want to like run into your shot, click your heels together before we start, or what do you want to do?
It's not in the show. I didn't.
No?
I didn't even cut it for the show.
What are you guys talking about?
Wasted
What's the shot?
opportunity. Oh man. So we're
What am I
waiting.
missing
So
here?
we're assembled at the side of the putting green. Mendez asked us to stand there because that's where Andlauer is going to meet with us. So we're just waiting. You know, we're probably waiting for 5-10 minutes before he makes his way slowly across the putting green. And as he's crossing the putting green, smiles, jumps up in the air, kicks his heels together.
Oh, I saw
proceeds
that.
to walk. Yeah, proceeds to walk over to us and then starts dropping bombs. Just unprovoked.
He's not happy hearing about Drake Batherson rumors. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. It was, nobody even asked a question. He just started right away and he just started teeing off on the reports. And for whatever reason, he felt the need to talk about these reports and in these rumors that he believes are unfounded. They're not trying to trade Drake Batherson, but what do you make of that, Wally?
I was caught off guard by it. Like, it's not common to really get that involved in rumors. I just think that this organization's a little bit sensitive after going through the Brady Tkachuk stuff. And when they have not been contacted and asked about said player or said reports or rumors or whatever may be going on, then I think they get a little protective of their players. And Andlauer said, like, I'm just protecting my players.
Mm-hmm.
And the only issue with that whole thing is you can defend, like you can say whatever, they're your players. Nobody knows more about what's going on than Michael Andlauer and Steve Staios, without question. But what if he's offered a trade tomorrow? Like, that's the like, what if?
Yeah, that's what I wrote in my piece when I was talking about. The days of Venice.
I just think it's like, well, at the time we weren't, and it's things change. I believe him. I don't think there's an appetite to trade Drake Batherson right now. We've gone over this many times on the show. Like, they're just if you look at the weakest part of this hockey team, skill wise, age wise, moving forward, it's the right side. It's the right wing position. So why on earth would you want to move your most skilled guy who's on the best contract on the team? It doesn't make any sense. Like, who had a great year? Yeah, great year. Like, let's be honest. There's ups and downs. Everybody has ups and downs. But the thing with Drake Batherson is people talk about him like they rate him like he's a $10 million player. He makes 4.9 or whatever it is. And for what he makes, I'd be hard pressed to find a better player in the league for that money. I'm sure we could find one, but point is, he's very good value for what he brings to the table. Very good value. And he's super well liked. He's a great person, as we know. He cares. These guys are hard to replace. Like, it's hard to replace, especially the right side on this team. We've gone through it many times. Like, and he's. So, what are you going to say?
Speaking of the right side, and I think it's important to deal with when it comes to Drake Batherson, is Claude Giroux. And the longer this goes, and after listening to Steve speak about it, and perhaps hearing I don't think Claude Giroux's coming back.
Oh, really?
Now you're dropping bombs. What is going on?
Like, and it's just a feeling like they've had a month now to work this out or longer. They've had that's the biggest free agent signing they have going on to retain, if you will. If he's like listening to Steve just speak, like, well, it's got to work for both sides. Like,
yeah, it does. It does.
I just feel as this has gone longer and we're now 3 weeks to free agency, that this is interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. I find it really hard to read into anything they say because they don't say anything. Like, they're so guarded, and that's why, like, going back to Andlauer's comments about Batherson, it's like, well, reach out to us and we'll talk to you about it. It's like, well, you guys don't tell us anything to begin with. You keep your cards so close to your chest, and like, I understand wanting to protect your players and everything else, but it's like you said, Brent, like, if somebody calls and offers the moon for Drake Batherson, like, don't you have to listen? Don't you have
Yeah.
to talk about it? Don't you have to pull the trigger if the return is good enough? And the answer is yes. But now they're kind of in a position where it's like if Drake Batherson is an offer, if someone offers a ridiculous package for Drake Batherson and you trade him, you look like fools.
I just have one point to that though, and that's the money he makes.
Yep.
And Andlauer made the comment, like, hey, us spending $95.5 million isn't likely to happen. Now, we'll be through the whole show here in 5 minutes because
Well, you better not do that.
The cap is the issue. Is they can't, like, you're not going to find a top six right now for $5 million that puts up the points like
no, God, no. And Yorkie was right. Like 20 goals, 20 plus goals, 60 plus points the last 3 years. Second leading scorer on the team. Like, you're never going to replace that production.
He's an $8 million
for
player
the money
easily.
Yeah,
So,
maybe, yeah, for sure.
So
But at the same time, Brent, like those are the exact same reasons why teams are going to call on him, and you can't stop and you can't stop teams from calling
without question. And why would you not call? It's weird to hear you say Brent. Just as a side note,
that's my angry face. Amount. You keep calling me out, so I'm going to start referring to you as Brent. So the way it goes. That's how you know I'm angry.
Noted. Graham's angry.
I was hangry all weekend, guys. God, I couldn't eat for 2 days, guys.
Why?
Get into that later. We can get into that. Oh, I had to go see the.
Can you just wait?
We're gonna wait.
I had to go see the old bum doctor on Monday.
For what?
You gotta do it.
What procedure did you have?
I had a checkup, Wally. I had a checkup. It's one of the most important things that you have to do once you're over 50 is check because there's a lot of cancer. Colon cancer is a big thing, as we all know. So
what is that procedure called?
It's called going to the to the bum doctor.
Yorkie can't pronounce it, which is why I want to hear him say it.
That's one of the colon osteopathy. I can't. I gotta admit, I have no idea how to say the word. But this.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He's the remix for a bit. Oh man, how do you follow that up?
I know. That's why I'm like, can you just wait?
God.
Yeah, that's the most I've laughed on this show ever. For a colonoscopy. All right, well, maybe he's still undergoing.
He broke his internet.
All right, I want to go back to Jake? Is he even close to come? I don't even see him. No. The cap. 95. I just looked today. $95.5 million. If you were to take that and buy the currency in Canadian money at the bank, it's $130 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they reference that too, right? Like it's pretty hard for them. And like I get everything that you're saying. I think maybe that's why we have to be a little bit more guarded and cautious about what the organization is going to add this offseason. Maybe it's not going to be those substantive or substantial ads that we were thinking or dreaming on.
Sure.
So.
But that said, Graeme, they have $15 million.
Yep.
And only 8 forwards signed.
Right.
So $15 million to spend, and they've got to find.
But most of the holes are on the fourth line, which you can usually find. And then every fall, right? Like we don't really talk about it, but like every fall, not great players, but like valuable players who have like some talent or pass through waivers every year as teams cut their rosters down. Like Adam Gaudette was one of those players like this year for Ottawa. Like guys fall through the cracks and there are opportunities to add guys who maybe aren't great, the most complete players, but like they have skills and talents that could be valued by the Senators.
Like Fabian Zetterlund, if he's re-signed.
Yorkie.
I don't know. Okay. My computer the whole thing just went black. This happened last show too. I don't know what's going on here with my provider, but something's not right. This happens again. My provider is getting called out. It's just getting
we can't be having this.
I know.
You can't take the best part of the show and then just
I'd get take off. I know. Well, the point what I was trying to make was I didn't eat for Saturday, all day Sunday, and then it was crazy. It's inhumane.
So what was the first meal? What'd you have?
So right after the procedure, I went right to a diner across the street and had an unbelievable Western omelet, rye toast, peanut butter, fruit cup, and a almond milk latte with a little dab of maple.
Graeme, have you had one?
Had what? A Western omelet? Yes.
No, cool. What, Yorkie?
Now you say it. Let me hear you say it.
What?
Well, no, because I don't want it. I don't want you to ever be able to.
You
pronounce
can't
it
say
correctly.
it. You can't say it either.
A colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy? Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like so for fire, we're encouraged to like get them earlier, so not wait until 50. But like, yeah, I haven't booked one.
Okay.
No.
So, I actually have to go again in July. I think.
Yeah.
I went to Burger King right after. It was a
Colonoscopy
huge
with a
mistake.
dash of maple. Jesus, Jake.
I tell you what, though, Wally, after you feel unbelievable because you are you're
Flushed?
just it's like doing a cleanse. You just and so like I went out there night. I actually didn't have a beer because I'm like I don't want anything bad in my body now. After golf today, I had a lemonade. So I don't know. Like my body is my temple now. Like it's the swelling's gone out of the joints. I feel unbelievable. I was up this morning at 6, felt awesome. Like
it's a new cold water therapy. Just
yes,
colonoscopy like every other week. Yeah.
It's like doing a cold tub from the inside out. Well, you haven't got one though.
I did. Like 4 years ago now, maybe.
That's early.
So my dad died young of it, and so that's
Oh, so
why
you
I
gotta
have to
go.
get checked.
Yeah. My buddy told me a horror story. My good buddy Tony, he said he's had to get him all the time since he's been 16 because it's in the family. He said he woke up during one, he could like feel the probe up in his gut, and he started yelling. And he's like and they pumped in the medicine. And they went right back to sleep. But you're awake when it's happening. Like you're seeing what's going on the camera. But I see a guy, Dr. Bushi. He's awesome. He's probably the best in the city.
So I don't know if was that the East End?
His clinic's at Smythe and Saint Laurent. Yeah.
Oh wait,
great guy, big hockey guy too.
Yeah, that's right across from the museum.
Yeah, I think so. Right near there. Yeah.
Okay, same guy. It's like a
big hockey guy. Is he asking you like hockey stuff as the procedure's going on, or what's
We're talking Sens. He loves the Dolphins. We're talking about the NFL. And he's like, oh, you just got one little polyp in here. I'll just snip that out. But it's good. I don't have to go back another 5 years. But all joking aside, people that are over 50, if you haven't got one, go get one done because you can. They actually, when I went 3 years ago, they found a bunch of. I was going to say shit. They found a bunch of stuff, polyps, and then they were the bad kind. Sip them all out, and then it's just very good. It's very preventative, and it's not as bad as people say. And I honestly, after you feel unbelievable.
You do feel good. I totally. I'm all on board. Can you tell people again what they should go have checked and get done? What procedure is it again?
Do it.
You say it. I need like a.
Just say it, Yorkie. We can move on.
Colon obstopsy. I can't say it. There's certain words I can't say.
Okay. All right. Back to the show.
Oh my God. My hand's getting sore, by the way. I got a new desk. I can't use the mic holder on it. We got to figure this out, Wally. I need a new mic stand. Chop, chop.
So back to Andlauer there, Wally.
Yeah.
So he mentions the Batherson rumors. So like what happens if player A on the Senators now is in rumors and the organization just doesn't address it?
So I don't think that they so what Steve Staios had said, because they're both kind of speaking the same language, and Steve just said it had been spoken, it had been written back-to-back days, and they felt that there was the need to address it due to that. Now,
But it's I don't know, like
I
Yorkie,
know-
like Yorkie, like back in your day, like there was a period where
Yeah.
like Radek Bonk and Vinny Prospel were in the rumor mill like every other
oh,
week.
Chris Phillips.
Yeah, it's just like
I'll give you.
you can't respond to each and every one, right? Like it's just
I'll just give you my guys' take on it. Like, just what the year was just so positive, right? Like they made the playoffs for the first time. They had almost won the first round. Andlauer, you can tell, has a good relationship with the players. Like he's around more than most owners. Like he's there a lot at the rink. He goes in, talks to the guys. Like, so these are his boys. Like this is, and all of a sudden, after all that success you have this season, then he's probably pissed off. Like it's like, I get it. I understand it. And I just think it's just because everything's been so positive, the momentum and everything. And all of a sudden a rumor comes out and it probably is like, you just want to address it. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I think too, if something happened and let's just say there was an offer later, it's just, you say, yeah, at the time we weren't, now we are. You can, but it's easy to say. I don't think it's a big deal, but I just think like they've got, like it's almost like you're protecting your guys.
Yes.
And I get that. And you know what? Players appreciate that. Players appreciate that. And that's, you know what? This guy has my back. I appreciate that. And it just makes you more appreciative of the situation. Because I do know this with Michael Andlauer. He goes to the players and it's like, what do you guys need to make this the best environment for you guys to have success? Not many owners do that. Like I haven't been on a team where that happens, where the owner comes up and talks to the guys. What do you need? What do we need to make this weight room better? What do we need to make our facility better? What do you guys need so I can make you guys perform the best on the ice? And that gets out around the league when you have an owner like that. And it's going to make guys that maybe are thinking about coming here want to come here. Because there's lots of places.
Extremely important.
It's extremely important. And that's how you differentiate your franchise from other franchises. Like I know for a fact, Vegas has a great owner. Before the season, brings the entire team out to his ranch in Nevada and they shoot guns and they go on dune buggies and they do all this great stuff. And it's those little extra things when you know ownership, because at the end of the day, you're an employee, you're kind of a piece of meat. But it's nice when you know that even though you're in a business, that you have an owner that cares about you a little bit. And that goes a long way. And to me, that's why he's doing it.
I completely agree. And so that ownership stuff, like I can remember even back in Eugene Melnick's early days, would take the team to Ocala, Florida, where he had his ranch. He would have all kinds of stuff for them to do all day. Like the players loved it. Then they get, like whatever, the free phones they used to get and all this other stuff in their locker stalls. All that stuff speaks volume. You can't do it now, I think, with HRR, but
some of my Wally, some of my favorite stories and stuff I remember from the NHL aren't games and goals and plays. It's times you have as a team on team bonding outings, going somewhere before the season starts. One of the best times ever I had was in Nashville when the team took us to Florida before to start the season, and we did all this stuff. We went to this kind of Marine camp and did all this stuff together, like going down, learning how to do Army stuff and going down these zip lines and doing crazy stuff. And then you remember stuff and more teams do that now, but that's the stuff that just makes your group tighter. And you gotta do stuff like that.
And
someone's internet service provider is getting a call.
And we're done. Okay, Yorkie, nice to see
Good times. So was there anything else that we wanted to hit on Andlauer, or do you want to pivot to Staios?
I just think that we can't skip over this money thing, and I think it's a bigger deal because for two things. One, people are now, their ears perk up when they hear not a cap team but a budget team, and they think back to the days of yesteryear when Eugene was not spending to the cap or anywhere near it. I don't think that that's the case, but I do think when you're talking, the New York Rangers can only spend $95.5 million, and it cost the Sens 130 million Canadian to match that. It is a drastic difference. And I'm not defending or any of that stuff. And you know that as an owner when you get involved. But their revenues, like a lot of it's local sponsorship, is Canadian money.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what he's saying when it comes to currency difference and that having an impact. But the one thing that they only have $15 million to get to the cap, and they've got to sign at least 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So whether if they sign their fourth line for $4 million or $5 million, you still only have 10 left. And if it's Claude Giroux and Fabian Zetterlund's going to want, and I heard the number was really high when he was in San Jose, which is one of the reasons they traded him. Mm-hmm. He's going to want a lot of money. Whether he gets it is a different story, but a 20 goal scorer commands a lot more than $1.8 million. That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe he's the guy who winds up getting moved because of this congestion of middle 6 forwards, right? Like, we talk about Batherson all the time, but Zetterlund.
So the point is,
you could put him in the same boat.
Like, not a cap team. Well, if you're a cap team, then you don't have any room to move. So I don't like the term, because if they're $5 million below the cap, are we all upset? I don't think so.
And Staios talked about that too. Like, he mentioned the flexibility. Like, you don't want to be pressed. You don't want to be pressed up against the ceiling anyways, because it limits what you can do in terms of the rest of your roster. But maybe that's a situation where it's like, now you start looking at like Anton Forsberg as a veteran guy who's going to command a couple million. Like, that makes the decision to go to like Levi Marilainen on a less expensive deal easier.
What's Sogard already signed? Like,
yeah, I'm back. I'm back, boys. I'm back. What did
we saw you. We just don't like to bring you in because you're just going to leave us in the middle of a conversation.
It's the mic.
You know what?
Fault.
Hey, wait. Can you put your internet service provider on the phone for a conference call? Now it'll put the show will probably be over by the time.
Listen, when I moved, that's how this whole mess started, was because when I moved, my old internet provider fucked everything up. I didn't have cable for 3 weeks. And internet for 2 weeks. Okay, what was Quadzilla Zetterlund asking for in San Jose? What's the rumor? Why they
north of 6?
Stop it! He's not getting north of 6.
I know, but that's so you always start high. But a 20 goal scorer.
Yeah, he needs to sign a bridge prove yourself contract with the Ottawa Senators, in my opinion. Here's a bridge.
Yeah.
We like you. We traded. We like you. We traded for you. Go out and play well and we'll pay you. Like, pretty simple, right? And if you really believe in yourself, you know the team's going to give you an opportunity because they traded for you and they gave you a lot of assets. Sign a bridge and go out and have a great year. And then it's on you. For me personally, he needs to show more to make money, and maybe he can. Like, that's what we did in San Jose. Like, he showed up and had a slow start, and then the next year he scored. So prove yourself, then you get paid. Like, to me, he hasn't proven himself in the league yet to command that kind of money.
But you understand, just because he asked for it doesn't mean that's everybody should have.
Right? I think if he would have came to Ottawa and he would have continued to score like he was in San Jose, then sure. But he didn't. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, like I said, we like you. You like it here. You're going to get an opportunity, or else sign a long-term deal at a low number. But for me, he has to prove that he can produce on a good team, because it's a lot different producing on a shitty team versus a good team. A lot different.
Can we take care of some business before we get too far down the road and you leave again? So let's start with Shoeless Joe's. You'll have BEI here in a sec.
Okay.
Get ready, Canada. The playoff season is here, of course, and Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill in Kempville and in Orleans. They're coming in hot, serving up fresh, made-to-order dishes every day. And for a limited time, you can dive into our True North playoff menu, packed with bold flavors and fan favorites. Whether it's a night out, a family dinner, or game day with Graeme and Yorkie, Shoeless Joe Sports Grill is your home for great food, big moments, and unbeatable vibes. Shoeless Joe Sports Grill, proudly Canadian, always legendary.
I thought I was doing Shoeless Joe's.
Yeah.
we got to make our way out there to see our good friend Jeff. We'll have to pick a night, guys. Let's get our calendars together.
Well, the
right?
Stanley Cup final won't be done for another 3 weeks. So
true enough. But you know who does get things on time? If you want to get some work done,
don't try the segue.
BEI.
It was beautiful, Yorkie. Keep going.
Yeah, you can use them for equipment rentals, aggregate, topsoil, custom crushing and screening, hot mix paving. Great time to get your driveway done. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. You can reach them at 613-432-1120 or at bonisherexcavating.com. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
Also, a reminder, Yorkie,
to please slow down in construction zones because there are a million in Ottawa right now going on.
They're all in
have you tried to get across the city of Ottawa these days? It's next to impossible.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Coming in hot is also brought to you by the City Match Play Championship by Club EG. The City Match Play Championship takes place in Ottawa. It's for golfers of every skill level. There's division for any skill, any age, and yes, males and females. Check out the details at citymatchplay.golf. Individual divisions, team divisions. There's no reason not to play in this great city championships. It's catered to even those who shoot over 100. You always compete against someone with similar skill. Check it out at citymatchplay.golf.
Also, don't forget they have the Commissioner's Cup coming up, PGA Tours, PGA of America's tour event coming up to Eagle Creek in July. Go to Club EG for tickets if you want. Do you want to get on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365? They got you from game props, player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on the Stanley Cup champions. We'll get into that in a sec. And much, much more. Whatever your bet's, never ordering at Bet365. Download the app, get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Speaking of which, what did we see last night? Here's the game for June 12th. So can we just play the series, please?
Way too much time between games. Way too much.
Does it not start to weigh on you? I lose interest.
Well, I know, and we're hockey fans. Imagine if you're the casual fan.
You're out.
I think they're making a mistake by dragging it on like this. I really
the NHL
do.
for the last, even before COVID, though, I will say, travel between cities, they would always add an extra game, an extra day. I'm okay sort of with that. It does make it longer. It's easier for the media to get there. They got to get all the stuff set up. Okay. But 3 days in between or any of that stuff, just punch me in the face. It just takes way too long.
The games have been great, with the exception of last night's game. Wasn't a great game, but the other two games were awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing. There was
they're really good. But
one of the best finals in years for sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering now why I took the Edmonton Oilers, because I know it's not over yet, but it's so hard to win the Stanley Cup when you rely so heavily on a couple players. It's so tough. Like, Florida's just so deep, and you look at teams that historically win the Stanley Cup, they don't overplay two guys so much. And that's the problem in Edmonton. It's so easy to keep putting Leon and Connor on the ice. But I know from a player, when you're sitting on the bench for that long, it's like, oh, I guess they'll do it, because we're leaning on these guys so much. So that's our team. And it seems to always come back and bite Edmonton. I get it. They're so good and they're so talented. They're the two best players in the world, arguably. But I've yet to see a team win the Cup to rely so heavily on players, because there's always, what's the other story with Edmonton right now of Hyman was having a good playoff, but it seems
the Nuge is banged up.
Yeah, but they
everybody.
You just watch, they're the only team in the league that lets two players stay on for the entire power play. They play the whole 2 minutes. Well, the whole 2 minutes.
So does Alex Ovechkin.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't move though. He's stationary in his office.
I just remember the good teams. The good teams always win when they don't overplay their forwards. And I understand, those guys are generational talents and they're so good, but teams, it's just you go back to the Detroit Red Wings, they started winning cups when they were relying on more players, and Yzerman, instead of getting 150 points, was getting 90 points. Florida, the way they play, Washington, like it's just, I'm not saying Edmonton can't win because those guys are that good, but I can only imagine what the other players on the bench are thinking when they're sitting on the bench for 5 and 10 minutes straight. You're just on the bench and you're just watching those two guys, and it's okay, go win it for us again. Like it's other teams don't play that way.
But Yorkie, if the other guys were playing and contributing more, would they not be on the ice? And maybe
but
I'm wrong.
The philosophy of the Edmonton Oilers on the forward group is to rely so heavily on those two players that the other
Nuge
players
was playing great hockey. Zach Hyman was playing great hockey. They just
like
I don't think they have the depth in order to.
But this is probably the best their depth has ever been, right?
Yeah.
But you look at Florida and look at some of Florida guys that all of a sudden you don't really know what you have until guys, because you never know who's going to step up. But Edmonton never really gives those opportunities to other players because they just keep putting, like every single offensive faceoff, every single one, those two guys come over the boards every single time. And I know the odds are that those guys have a better chance, but there's never a hunch with the Edmonton Oilers like, oh, this guy's playing well, I'm going to give him a chance to go on for that faceoff, because it's just always them, always them, always them. Yeah. And that's, we'll see. Like maybe they'll, like I pick them to win because they're that good. But then the more I watch them, it's like, it's just so hard to win a cup relying so heavily on two players.
Or if they don't play well, or they don't play at that high level, it's so much harder for them to win.
And and they got to be completely exhausted, because Florida's whole game plan is picking up McDavid and Draisaitl in the neutral zone. Like you're watching Marchand and those guys and Bennett. They're always giving the extra shot. They're skating in front of them. They're taking away their lanes. They make it so like those guys are exerting so much energy. McDavid and Draisaitl every shift. And they're playing like an extraordinary amount of minutes. And then the longer this series goes, the more tired those guys become, versus Florida, who come at you with four lines. It's just, and everybody on Florida's four lines does something, because the coach just has trust in those players, and he just doesn't believe in two players. Like he believes in his whole team. Like, I just think if you're a player on Edmonton, it's like, well, they don't really believe in me. It's just, if Connor and Leon are going, we'll win. And if not, we'll lose. It's very difficult to win. It's very difficult to win in the NHL like that.
Last night, sorry, Wally. Last night's game reminded me of the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals, where it's just like Ottawa had the one top line, and Anaheim just took it to them. Like they embarrassed them on score sheets often, and then they took it to them physically, and they just grinded them out. And like, that's the way last night kind of played out.
When you empower your whole team, all 20 guys, it's a very powerful thing. When everyone feels part of it, when everybody has roles and everybody's contributing, it's a very powerful thing. Like a team of 20 will beat a team that's relied on 2 or 3 guys 9 times out of 10. Maybe this is the one time it does happen, because you have these guys that are so good, but it's going to take a superhuman effort from those 2 guys, because they're up against it. Like Florida is just so, they loved it last night when Edmonton was getting mad. It's like, all right, we're pulling you guys into the fight now. Like it was like they were toying with them. It was like a cat with the ball of yarn, just trying to swat at it. Like it was like those guys. You see, Matthew Tkachuk was playing the victim, like he was getting attacked by the Oilers at the end of the game. It's like I guarantee Florida's in their dressing room. We got these guys now. We've dragged them into the alley with us, and they're playing our style now. They're loving it. So
okay. Oh well, we'll be back before we have the next game. There's, as Adam Deschambeau says, good thing they have a month to rest before the next game. We'll pick the Game 4 winner next show. It'll be interesting to see and Brad Marchand win. If they win, he gets the Conn Smythe, does he not?
Yeah. I don't know. You know
Sam Bennett's got like what, 14 goals? Like
Bennett's getting it if they win.
He's gonna get paid in unrestricted free agency if he hits it too. Like
big time. He is such a gamer, Sam Bennett. Yeah. There's so many gamers on that team, like just a bunch of junkyard dogs with some skill. And they've got, and I didn't even mention this, like in that whole rant on Edmonton, how they play, at the end of the day too, like Bobrovsky's just way better than Skinner. He's just a better goalie.
And Sam Bennett, by the sounds of things, not coming to Ottawa.
Where'd you hear this?
Because Steve Staios said we're not spending to the cap.
Well, he's going back to Florida. Like they'll figure something out to keep him.
I imagine the money 10 mil or whatever. Anyway.
So you just mentioned Staios. We haven't even talked about his comments yet. We got 10 minutes left in the show.
Well, it'll take 3 seconds because it'll be I didn't say anything for.
But so the one person who I did want to talk about, he did not update the health of Nick Jensen.
So this is a big deal for you.
It is. He acknowledged that it was a hip surgery. Didn't acknowledge what the procedure was, what the severity was, the timelines of when it's. He didn't know. He said he didn't know. He didn't.
No. He told you that, or told the media. I don't think for a sec that he doesn't know or has doesn't have the inkling of what to expect.
Has he had his surgery yet, Wally? Has he had it yet?
Yeah.
In
Mid-May.
Yeah, it was mid-May.
Like a month ago. We just don't know if it's a resurfacing or if it was.
Also, too, when you have surgery, until you go back for your post-op with the doctor and see how it all went, it is difficult to know how long exactly and how quick he's going to recover and all that stuff. I don't foresee him starting the season. I could see him probably out till, I'm just guessing, but that kind of surgery could be out till November.
Well, that's
September. Well, if it's 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, if it was a resurfacing, Adam Lowry had resurfacing.
Yeah,
Winnipeg announces it 5-6 months. So that will take you into October.
Yeah,
but as we're finding out, the Sens under Steve Staios have zero desire to discuss injuries with the public, with the media, and so I think that's just standard going forward.
Yeah,
and they don't have to announce it. And I don't think they want to. That's the problem.
Betting has become so prevalent.
Yeah, but they don't. They're under no obligation as of right now to say.
I can see that. I can see that changing down the road.
They would like it to. Yeah, the betting partners would absolutely like it to change.
Yeah. Think of it this way, though. Think of it this way: if you're in the summertime and you're trying to make a trade, and that team knows that one of your players is out for a long time, they've got leverage on you. That team's got leverage because they know you need to address that position. So I understand it. If you don't have to tell anybody, why would you?
No.
I wouldn't.
Remember, all of a sudden it became upper, lower body, and I think, Pat Quinn used mid body at one point.
Just think about it. If people know, you're dealing at a position of weakness because you have to address a spot, why would you want people knowing that? I get it. Totally.
I know you want to know, Graeme. He's just not telling you.
I need to know.
And listen, I come from we're always used to be told had surgery today, 2 to 4 weeks, 6 to 8, what we used to always be told that.
Yeah.
But now they're but we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it used to be.
Well, I'm so used to you asked him this the other day at the course, but you asked, have you made any decisions on your impending UFAs? And he's like, we're not going to say anything. We're not going to say anything.
So, and that's another time where I remember it very common at the year-end press conference, we will not be offering so-and-so offer sheet, whatever, contract basically. Qualifying offer. Sorry. We get none of that now. And so it'll be July 1st by the time we find out if any of those players are being re-signed, unless they tell us. And I think the players know, but I don't know. They still have negotiating time. Well, so you can still what if I'm going to throw this out there. Let's say Claude Giroux says, please, this is not a rumor. I'm just discussion. Says, I want to go to Montreal next year and I'm going to sign there. So Steve Staios now can decide maybe he can trade his rights before July 1st, whatever, to trade him to Montreal.
If a player told you he was going to sign there anyways, then.
But maybe the player goes, you know what? If you want to trade me beforehand to get something back, there is that option as well, right? So not telling us doesn't mean they don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
So that's all. Quickly, Sean McDonald, you won the Mike Fisher print from last week. I just forgot to tell you in the last show. I'll get out to you. So it's Wally's garage sale week or whatever. I'm just cleaning out stuff and I can't sell. I'm not selling these. So
Yorkie, did he offer any of this stuff to you before he's giving it away?
No. I'd like a bobblehead, I got
of what? Of who?
Actually, I have a bobblehead to give away on the show that I collected from the tournament. We'll have to give away maybe next week.
Okay.
What's the bobblehead?
just please stay on track.
It's
So
a Brooke Henderson, the one with her on the Sens shirt on when she dropped the puck. It's a Brooke Henderson bobblehead that we will next week, Wally, maybe we'll auction it off.
I might say that.
Give it away.
So there's some things planned mid-July.
Okay.
So here we are. So today, I don't know if anybody wants this. So you don't have to have this, but you got to come pick it up if you want this. So whoever emails the show first that wants this selection, ready, Jake, of towels. So I have all these playoff towels.
Ooh.
So you can have them. Just email cihsends@gmail.com. Whoever emails first, you can have them. Okay.
Nice
Tomorrow for the next show, I have like a license plate and a laundry bag. Like, just, I don't know where I've gotten this stuff. So we're just going to give away. Okay.
Nice.
They've all just been in a box. So there it is. That's all I got.
What's that Ducks one say, Wally? I can't read that.
That's from the 07 final.
Oh, is that from Anaheim when an Anaheim towel?
So they're all from the cities. Like,
yeah,
they're
that's
just
a nice
series
one.
I've covered. I just threw in a thingy. So
yeah, that's a cool. I like the Ducky one there. It's a good one. That'd be a good golf towel.
So hang on, I'll tell you. Who we just M. Lalonde wins the towels.
Okay, congratulations, Ann. That's a nice. Well, it's nice. It's a unique prize pack you put together
Right.
here. It's authentic. I like it.
One, like one that the 2009 World Championship is more like a pin flag than it is a towel.
Mhm.
It's like a car flag. I don't know. Anyway, there they are.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I do have some other stuff. We have I'm going to put an Alfie pack together one time to give away, a Phillips pack, Chris Neal. So I'm just trying to get it organized.
Do you have like an Oleg? Do you have like an Oleg Saprikin pack? Because I might be interested in that.
No.
No.
I'm trying to think what's the weirdest thing I may have. I don't know yet. I have to look. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's. Oh, I know. Sorry. I'll wait for tomorrow. I have a bunch of old stats books if anybody wants them. We'll get to that later. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on. We got, Graeme and I are off to the rink. We're about to hook up here again.
Why? What's going on at the rink?
Send season ticket event.
You guys getting the season tickets?
Listen,
Dave Pooley's talking. Yeah.
If we get $1 more million in sponsorship, we will get season tickets.
There you
Seasons. Where would you get your seasons, Wally? If you had your pick of seats, Graeme, where would you guys pick to sit in the CTC?
I would first it's wherever you are. I'd like to be next to you. If not available, I would like
tugging at the heartstrings. 200 levels. Yeah, that's nice. My folks had one. Was it 109D? It was in the corner. It was second row in the corner growing up when the rink first opened, and then my dad passed. My dad passed in 2005, so we got rid of those. But yeah, those are our seats. So if we get in the vicinity of that, would be sweet. But yeah, 200. I think 200s are the best seats in the house.
Do you?
Great.
Yeah, they're good. In the corners. The corners are pretty good.
Although I did sit with Wally in the press box last year, so I'd say those were pretty good too.
Right, Yorkie? Sitting next to me is an experience.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I like center ice, 100 level.
Center ice.
Center ice at the top of the 100 level. You know where they have the seats kind of change colors, and you get service to your seats there. You get
the cushier ones, yeah,
a little cushier. Also, like Club Bell. Club Bell is quite cozy.
See, I was going to say Club Bell is by far the best experience.
Yeah,
I've never experienced it. What's so? Never experienced it.
Like great food. It's just and it's always there. And then the desserts come out in the third period. They're amazing. It's just you're not jammed into a seat. You can move around and
so you can float. It's like a social.
Yeah,
area.
they've got all like little carving stations or just like chef stations where one night it's tacos, another night it's beef or something. Like they're great.
So you're gonna take us. You're gonna take us to Club L next year.
Oh, they now have banned the media.
What?
There was some people abusing it, and so everybody's out.
Huh.
I like
Yeah,
to frequent.
so no.
I frequent Club Bella from time to time with a few buddies. Yeah,
You're
the
an
food
alumni.
the food is delicious in there. Yeah, it's great. It's top notch, the views. But
Yeah.
for my seats, so I would go 100 level, probably a top 5 rows up there, because if you get too low in the Hyundai level, you can't see everything. You got to be a little higher. So
I just
that's what
like
I'm picking.
the 100s. It's totally unique though. It's like if you're in the 100s low, like just the head fakes, the shoulder shakes,
It's great.
like
It's great.
the subtleties of the game at such a high speed where guys are just trying to create as much time and space as they can with the puck.
Yeah.
It's like you don't appreciate that when you're further away. It's when you're up close like that, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah. When I was doing
glass would be another one. Sorry, go ahead.
Corner glass sounds
Yeah,
like
that's where I was. Yeah.
Sounds like that old Canadian show, Corner Gas, Wally.
Oh no,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound good at all.
That show is
Keep going,
awful.
Yorkie.
When I used to do TV and I used to go between the penalty boxes, I'd watch the games and I was like, how the hell did I ever play in this league? It's so fast. Like, it's crazy how quick it looks when you're ice level. You've been down there, Wally. If anybody listening ever get a chance to go sit low, it's awesome, because it's just incredible how quick the decisions and the play is. Like, it gives you a whole new appreciation.
In the olden days, I used to. So you'd have to come down from the press box.
What are the olden days? What
when I had a different job, and I would stand in the Zamboni and just watch the last few minutes of the game, just to see and hear the speed.
Are you talking about like the Waltons back in the days?
No, like pre-2021.
That's the olden days for you.
It was just a figure of speech, Yorkie. Everybody on the chat got it except you.
The olden days.
Maybe. What's the procedure again for everybody to get checked?
Let's go see the bum doctor.
All right, listen, I don't know if we have a show tomorrow, or still working on a guest who has yet to get back to me for 2 days.
You're aiming big though, right? You're aiming big.
I will let you know, but we do have a guest for Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's Nate Thompson, former Ottawa Senator.
Nate Dog. Yes, sir. He'll be great.
And we just lined up another guest for Tuesday while I was doing the show. Current player, 5 p.m. Eastern. Unfortunately,
Sweet.
Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Awesome.
Who'd you get?
I'm not saying yet.
You're Steve Staios it. You're Staios it.
Well,
you're all about needing to know. You're on a need-to-know basis.
He's the Staios of podcasting. We're kept in the dark. We don't know what's going on. Doesn't disclose anything.
Well, listen, I don't need another Peter Schaefer issue where suddenly they don't show up and they can't.
Why didn't Schaefer? Have you heard back from him?
No,
he ghosted you.
Well, I haven't reached back out to him. We'll sort it out and get him on. I'm sure. Okay. You do it, maybe. Get you to
give
call
me his
him.
number. I'll call him.
Okay. All right. Until at least maybe Thursday, or maybe tomorrow, but see you Thursday for sure, everybody.
See you in an hour, Wally.
See ya.
See ya, boys.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.